Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to contribute remotely to tonight's debate, and I congratulate Bill Kidd for securing chamber time for this important issue. I'm privileged to represent the North East region, which is home to Linda Carmichael, the WASPI Scotland Chair, and I'm grateful to Linda and the other WASPI delegates who travelled to Parliament earlier this month to speak to MSPs about their campaign for pension equality. I'd like to put on record my support and solidarity with the Women Against State Pension Inequality campaign, and to thank them and organisations like Age Scotland for their briefings ahead of tonight's debate. These are women who'd always expected to retire at 60 and made plans on that basis. Women who, I should add, made these plans against the backdrop of austerity that made it harder for young mothers to access childcare and return to the workplace. As we've heard from the dedicated WASPI campaigners, the changes and maladministration meant that in some cases they could no longer care for their grandchildren or other family members. So it is incredibly disappointing that following a fresh review, the UK government has announced that there will be no financial compensation for WASPI women. I disagree with this decision. I don't think it's right, and I will continue to call on the government to think again. Because campaigners and women affected are justifiably angry about this decision. The change to state pension age has impacted around 336,000 women in Scotland, and the current position taken by the UK government is undoubtedly unfair, and we will not accept it. But like others, I don't believe it's enough to criticise successive UK governments when this Scottish government could act to provide compensation to the WASPI women if it so wished. It has used these powers before, it can choose to do so again, but it does not want to act. Because rather than utilising devolution to its fullest extent, the SNP have used the injustice faced by the WASPI women, like so many issues, as a political football, preferring to exploit distress and indignation than to use its powers in government to resolve it. And that's not a politics that I can support. That's why I added my support to the motion laid in this Parliament by Katie Clark, MSP, a long-time advocate of the WASPI campaign. It's why I've publicly and on the record called out the mistakes of the UK government, and it's why I did not hesitate to support this motion from Bill Kidd. And it's why I will not stop speaking out in support of the WASPI women until they win, until we win, because an injustice to them is an injustice to all of us. Thank you.